I sent you a Zoom invite. Mm, mm, mm. Through Zoom, like I always do. Excellent. I don't see you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear, yes, I can hear you.
You see me?
Yes, I can see you too. All right, awesome. All right, let me see. I'm going to start recording because we're live now. Ready?
I am.
Okay.
Oh,
Hello, everyone. Let me click on the live and
hello,
that's I
everyone.
got to pause that and see if anybody comes. But right now we're recording, so let's go for it. I did, and oh yeah, no, there are people. Oh my God. Okay, there are people joining us already. But anyway, now we got the beautiful Raylene Nuanez, who is here to talk about what's coming up on the 23rd of this month, Sagittarius, a full moon in Sagittarius. So here's our resident expert astrologer, uh, and more. Raylene, what you got for us, girl? And hi,
hi.
Eric. I want to say hi to Eric too.
Eric says, hi, Mama. How are you? I love you.
Love you
He's
more.
he's got on a white t-shirt, light blue jeans, a hat. He has his hat to the side, and he looks very hip.
All right. All right.
Um,
So Eric and Raylene, take the mic and you got the show.
all right. Well, today we're going to talk about the Sagittarius full moon that's taking place this week on the 23rd. And this full moon is a very positive full moon. It's happening at the 2 degree, which the 2 degree is um, it's considered the best degree. And so it'll bring really good things to you because this full moon is in positive aspects. First off, Sagittarius is a very positive, optimistic sign. It loves to think big. It loves to have freedom. It's actually a sign that is on a quest for freedom. And so typically Sagittarius people, they don't like to be tied down. They don't like restrictions. They like some form of, freedom. And so for me, I could relate to that. My moon is in Sagittarius. And the work that I've done, I've been in home health care, and I would have different clients. I would do travel into different people's homes.
Yeah.
And so even with the work that I do with astrology, I have different clients, different needs. And so I constantly have that change in my energy. And
Mm.
so it's a very much a sign that needs mutable. It needs that flexibility. It needs that sense of freedom. And so people that have a sun, moon, or rising Sagittarius are going to really be affected. Anybody that has a mutable sign is also going to be affected. But
Well,
this is,
I'm Taurus on the cusp with Aries, but I love freedom.
and
So
you might very well have a Sagittarius degree, something that's prominent
yeah.
in your chart. And even if you're not mutable, then it's still going to affect you because full moons, they affect the collective energies. And
Oh, that
so
makes sense.
everybody will be affected by this.
By the way, you your video keeps cutting off, but I think if I remember correctly, your Wi-Fi works a lot better when it's just audio. So we can just do that. That's fine.
It does. So
We already saw your beautiful face. We're good.
thank you. And Taurus is a fixed sign. And so Taurus likes to have things a certain way. And so you might find that you have particular tendencies because you tend to want things to be fixed, to be a certain way. And that's Taurus energy. But um, this this specific full moon, it is actually going to affect the Taurus energy as well because it's at the second degree, and the second degree is related to Taurus. And so Taurus is also related to finances. And so it's going to be really good for money. It's going to be really good for things that bring you money. Anybody, not just specific individuals, not specific signs, but for the collective, people will
Oh,
have
good.
a gain in finances. Now, the thing is, it's not that money just comes to you, it doesn't just fall in your lap. There's going to be a need for you to actually have action with this. And the reason for that, because we have Neptune is in a sextile with Pluto.
God, you're
And
so brilliant. Oh my God. Okay, go ahead. You just blow me away.
thank you. And because of that, it's going to bring a need to work. And what Neptune sextiling Pluto does is it puts people in alignment with their spiritual path, their soul purpose, things like that. And so if you're somebody who feels like you're lacking something in life, you don't know what you want to do for career, for education, you're bored, this is going to be a really good time where you're going to have this mojo that's going to come to you, and you're
Good.
going to decide now's the time to go back to school, or now's the time to make that change, because Sagittarius is going to seek that freedom of wherever you feel restriction or wherever you feel boredom. And so because of that, Pluto sextiling Neptune, that's the energy that we're going to receive with that. Um, and it's actually, we're going to, Neptune sextiling Pluto, we're going to be feeling that energy until November of this year. And so
Wow.
this is kind of just like the icing on the cake. It's pushing you in the direction that you're needing to go. Um, Other things that will come up during this period of this full moon, and this is going to be for the next 30 days that I'm going to talk about now. You're going to find families playing a lot of board games, card games, people going out and doing bird watching, animal watching. This could be where your people find an interest in dragonflies, just random bugs that kind of draw your attention.
You know,
And
it's
so
interesting because Christina is all of a sudden into bird watching. So she said, well, I'm officially an old lady because she just turned 42.
I love that. And it'll likely be something that she sticks to because it's a new hobby for her. And she was finding boredom, and she was able to bring in that new hobby that brought her not only a sense of happiness, but also freedom because she gets to go out and do something.
Yeah.
Um, and so Sagittarius loves nature. They love to be outdoors and doing things. And so things that we're going to expect to see, you're going to expect to see people going camping. You're going to expect to see bonfires because Sagittarius is a fire energy. And so people having bonfires, whether it's in your backyard, whether it's going camping, there's going to be more gatherings like that. Sagittarius is also a very chatty sign. And so people will start to come together. You're going to start to make new friendships. Sagittarius, they like to have friends. And so people will have new friends that come into their lives, or even old friends that resurface. And so it's really great for communication because there is that chatty sense of energy that's around. Um, and also, another thing that's really important that's probably going to resonate with a lot of people is higher education. So Sagittarius rules the ninth house. The ninth house governs higher education.
Yeah,
So
I've seen that. Yeah. Cool.
yeah, this can be, this could even be something spiritual. This could be astrology, but this can be like major college degrees, philosophy, things like that. And so people will find it easy to go into that realm of learning new things. You'll be able to comprehend it and implement it in your day-to-day lives. Um, Sagittarius also tends to be a little bit, they don't tend to worry about things. They're very spontaneous and kind of like, it'll get better, right? They don't worry, they don't overthink things. And so if there is something that happens that brings some type of worry to individuals, it's likely going to be very short-lived because Sagittarius tends to blow off things, right?
Oh,
And
good.
it's a very positive full moon.
I don't know
Um,
about nobody in my family that I know of is a Sagittarius. I was just thinking about that.
oh,
Huh.
really?
Yeah.
We all have, most of us likely have some Sagittarius tendencies. So myself, I'm also not Sagittarius. I'm a Cancer, but my moon is in Sagittarius. And so I have quite a bit of Sagittarius in my birth chart. And so I'm also not direct Sagittarius, but I do have a Sagittarius moon.
Mm.
And so I'm sure there's people, especially your daughter, I'm sure she's got something in Sagittarius that's very prominent in her birth chart.
So how is this going to affect you, Cancer?
So for Cancers, it's going to affect our work life. It's going to affect our health and our work life, not necessarily career. So there's a difference between the career and there's a difference between work. So what
Yeah.
it is you do for work, right? Um, and also your health, things that are connected to our physical health. We could find ourselves being caretakers for other people, family members, or you could find yourself going into a temporary caretaking role that brings you income. Um, or it could be something that affects your personal health in a
Okay.
positive way. Now,
Oh,
the interest
good. Yeah.
about this is Sagittarius, it rules the liver, the hips, and the thighs. And so, speaking collectively for everybody, if you've been suffering and you've had this weird illness, you've been feeling tired, not knowing what it is, go get some blood work done, check your liver, because chances are it's something connected to the liver.
Mm.
Um, if people have been having hip problems or muscle pains in their thighs, they're going to find a remedy that's going to fix that area of problem because it is in such beneficial aspect with other planets right now. And Sagittarius is just a natural lucky go planet. It is actually known for luck because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter is um, very big, very luckyful. It's probably not even a word, but
It is
it
now.
it is now, right? Absolutely. And so it's going to be great for fixing things that kind of have been mysterious because we do have Neptune at play. So things that have been mysterious, whether it's connected to your health, relationships, or job, you're going to get truth and solutions that are going to come about. Um, the other thing connected to people's health is Jupiter rules the pituitary gland and cell nutrition. And so you're going to find that people are starting to change their diets because cell nutrition is all about the food that we take in and how our body is processing it. And the second degree is connected to Taurus. Taurus is related to food. And so people will likely be changing their diets. You might you might have something that happens where you get a test result back about your liver being fatty liver. You have to change your diet, right?
Yeah.
And so there's likely going to be a cause to the effect. And if there's not a cause to the effect and you're noticing certain symptoms and you decide to just change that diet, you'll see improvement immediately
Mm.
uh,
Okay.
because the positive aspects that we have here. Um, Another thing, gambling. If gambling is your thing, if this is playing card games with your family and just doing a little bit of betting with it, it'll be really beneficial for people. If you like to go to casinos, if you want to go to Las Vegas, because it is connected to travel, it would be really good to go to like a place where there is gambling available. You would
What about the
likely,
lotto? Would it be a good time to play the lotto, like a scratch off or anything?
absolutely, it would be a great time. Specific dates to play the lotto or to gamble. This even includes stock market. If you do any investing with stock market, it's risky, and so it's considered a gamble.
Yeah.
The dates would be anywhere between May 29th and June 6th
Okay.
that you would have really good results with whatever you decide to do in terms of risky activity
Yeah.
um, related to money, of
No
course.
guarantees, people.
Right, no
Of
guarantees,
course.
just
Higher chances.
Higher chances, exactly. Um, and speaking of stock market, so this is actually a really good moon for stock market. You're likely going to see the stock market increase in many different areas, but specifically connected to anything related to food. But in general, food, money, and of course, it's all related to money, right? But like
Yeah.
Bitcoin, you're going to see it jump up during this month.
Hmm.
Anything that electronic money, anything of that nature, it'll be a good thing to invest in it. Um, okay, let's see here. What else am I missing? So I've talked a lot about the positive aspects of this moon. I'm going to talk a little bit about the negative things to kind of be
Ooh.
wary of.
Yeah. No fear, just caution.
Yes, absolutely. Outdoor fires. So if you do go out camping and you do start a fire, make sure you put it out because fires can happen under this energy if you're not cautious about it. And
Why
so
is
even
that?
because it's a fire element,
Oh, yeah, of
uh,
course. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's connected to nature, so outdoor fire would be something that could be negatively
I get
influenced.
it. Yeah.
If you smoke and you tend to flick your cigarette out the car, be careful with it. Or if you just tend to flick it anywhere, make sure you're putting it out because fires can be very prominent for outdoor scenarios like that, what I just explained.
Hmm.
Um, the other thing is you might tend to think and act without really thinking about it because Sagittarius is very spontaneous and they are very blunt as well. And so you might say something that is a little bit forceful without thinking about it, and it can come off harsh. And
Yeah.
so it's going to be really good to think about what you say and to think about how you act before you have that action in doing either of them, because it can be something that you end up regretting.
Yeah, you can mess up a relationship that
Yes,
way. Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Um, but there's nothing really negative about this. So that is really the only negative thing to consider about this
Pretty
full moon.
good.
Um, I'm going to talk about two other aspects that we have with this full moon.
Okay.
Um, we have Pluto trining the moon, the exact day that we have the full moon.
Yeah.
And this is something that brings about truth. It can also bring about a little bit of conflict because the moon rules our emotion. And so you might be offended by something that you find out, whether it's about yourself, about somebody else, or about somebody in high power. This could be something related to um, elections, government. There will be something that comes out about truth, about something that needs to be revealed of truth.
Oh, there's a lot of crap buried under the rug in this country and all over the world, really, as far as governments, et cetera, are concerned.
Absolutely, there is. But it would be something that's really prominent. And so, because we do have that exact trine, it will end up being beneficial for a collective because the moon is collective energy, full moon.
Yeah.
Uh, and so it's positive, but it's also negative in the beginning because it can bring about conflict initially that then brings about a positive solution.
Yeah, sometimes letting out a truth can seem disastrous and so uncomfortable, but then the truth shall set you free. So in all, truth is always good.
Absolutely, yes. The truth is it gives you a sense of freedom. And with Sagittarius, Sagittarius is all about freedom, whether
So
it's freedom.
that's the connection. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. And that's why it's so prominent for this full moon. So it'll be beneficial in the end. Um, we also have Pluto retrograde that's taking place. And the reason I'm talking a lot about Pluto is because it is in a trine the exact day of the full moon. So Pluto is in Aquarius and Pluto is retrograde. So when Pluto is in Aquarius, it's considered to be the cleanup energy, right? It's cleaning up what needs to be cleaned up, whether this is um, relationship, jobs, government, corruption, anything that needs to be cleaned up, right? Even physical cleaning of homes and things like that. And so because because it is retrograde, you're going to notice that things from the past are coming back that need to be cleaned, that need to be fixed, that need to be reviewed in that sense. Pluto is connected to power, so you might see some power struggles because it is retrograde. This could be with relationships, this could be with work environments, and that might stir up a need for change for people. And so if anything does happen where it does stir up some type of conflict, it is serving a bigger purpose for you. It is going to be beneficial for you, and you will have the motivation and the drive to make changes that are going to be beneficial for yourself, your well-being. And so don't feel bad about perhaps quitting a job during this time or leaving a relationship, because if you do, you're going to end up being really happy in the end when you find something new that's going to replace that old energy.
Yeah. Okay. I do have questions. I'm going to try to pick out the ones that have to do with this topic, but in the chat.
Absolutely.
But first I want to ask, and then maybe you still have some things to say. Which sign is going to be the most affected by this full moon in Sagittarius?
Sagittarius is going to be the most affected.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. In all the ways we discussed.
Yeah, absolutely. But really, everybody's going to feel some area of change in their life with this. But mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So they will be more affected than anybody else. But the one that's going to actually be the most affected is going to be anybody that has sun, moon, or rising Sagittarius.
Okay. And how can we find that out? Of course, you guys, she does amazing birth charts. Oh gosh. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can Google, where's my son and here's my birthday, blah, blah, blah. But
So
the best
actually,
thing is go to you and get a birth chart for sure.
Google would not be able to answer that, but you can go to
okay.
astro.com and type in your birth information, and it will generate a free birth chart for you. And you
So
can look at
say it again.
astro.com.
Astro.com. Okay.
It's a free website, and you don't have to pay to get the birth chart for you.
Pretty cool. But you have the best. Seriously.
Right. It doesn't do it all for you. It doesn't go into detail, but it will help you to learn about your personality, to see what planets you have and what houses and what degree. And I think that's a great place to start if you're trying to learn about yourself or even learn about astrology in general.
Okay. Awesome. Oh, it's a sign. Do not ring more. Okay. Hang on. Yeah. All right, sorry. It's called a life. I can't.
No.
There's a dead squirrel out there that I don't want the dogs to get to. So I can't let them out. Okay, here we go. Let me read. Here's one. This. Wait. Can you? Oh yeah, here. Bella from the Philippines. Cool. Anything I can expect in the next few days or weeks after the Sagittarius full moon? We don't have her sign. Maybe we need that. But Eric, maybe you can do it.
It also does depend on the birth chart. So I would really have to see the entire birth chart to be able to answer that. But anything that you can expect after it, everything that we've gone over through this session, those are actually things that you can look to see a change in the area of your life. And it's very specific. So it depends on, so for example, for me, this is happening in my sixth house, because my Sagittarius is sixth house and my moon happens to be in the sixth house as well.
Okay.
And so it very much depends on your specific chart. Every house is different for everybody.
Okay. All right, here, this might be something that we'll have some generalities about, and it is um you this Cesa 91 says you may have your Venus in the house of relationships in Sagittarius. So what if your Venus is in the house of relationships in Sagittarius?
So if your Venus is in the seventh house, in the house of Sagittarius, this is going to be very, you're likely going to have a husband that is somewhat ambitious, and tends to like a sense of freedom.
Hmm,
Uh, you'll likely go on a lot of trips with this person. Um, Again, it depends on other planets. It depends on the degree. So there's a lot to it than just that aspect.
okay. Sagittarius are also knowledge collectors. They like exploring the world because they're studying it. So I'm looking for general questions about this topic, people. The others are like personal, you want to hear from your mother, etc. Those are for the other lives, like the Zoom cocktail hour, channeling Eric live, and the Atlantis Scalar live. But yeah, so Sagittarius, is that true? They're knowledge collectors. They like exploring the world because they're studying it.
Absolutely, that is true. And it is because of that sense of freedom that Sagittarius needs. They're constantly learning, they're constantly needing something to engage in. And that's why Sagittarius governs the ninth house, which is higher learning, philosophy, that constant need for learning, right? Even when they're not seeking to learn, there is something that they're always learning.
Cool. All right, this person knows a lot about Sagittarius, I think. Same person in a different comment. Sagittarius are optimists. They believe it will all work out in the end. Ooh, I like that.
Yep, they're very big thinkers, and that's because of Jupiter. Jupiter tends to be, it overdoes everything that it comes in contact with, right? And so that is, it is a really good aspect with
Okay.
Sagittarius, but it can also be something that you need to be cautious of because you don't think before you act, right? And so that is part of the thing that needs to be well thought out in terms of Sagittarius energy, um, because of that trait.
Okay. Oh, one person I saw said, You're her favorite, Raylene. And also, J. Lou, yes, you spelled Raylene correctly. Let's see here. I'm looking for Sagittarius, full moon, anything. Oh, Sagittarius complements Leo and Aries energy. Same person. Is that, can you talk about that? Complements
They do
Leo and Aries?
both very big energy. And so they'll do big things together and they'll be very spontaneous together. They'll likely travel together, plan like a road trip, very spontaneous. Um, they're good at getting into really anything. The thing with those two signs, with the Leo and Sagittarius, is they might end up finding trouble together. And
Ooh,
so they like it though. It's what they like. It's the energies that are combined. They're like, oh, let's see what we can get into today.
interesting. Now, Joe Pipers is a Gemini, would like to know what she could expect for her work and finances.
So that very much depends on where this specific full moon is falling in your chart for me to be able to answer that question.
Okay. Lily Rose, Sagittarius rules everything and expanded, including your waistline. Uh-oh, especially if it's in your first house. Ooh, I don't
Or if
want.
it's
Oh,
ended.
wow. Is that true?
It is true. Actually,
Oh, for the food thing. Yeah, interesting.
People
Yeah.
that have Sagittarius on their ascendant, Sagittarius ascendant, or Jupiter on their ascendant, later in life they will actually gain weight. They'll get a little bit bigger, because of that, and it's because Jupiter. It's actually not so much Sagittarius, but it's because Jupiter tends to be very big, right? It overextends everything. And so it could be with what you eat, what you engage in. But that is actually accurate. It's
Interesting.
usually later in life, though.
Okay. All right. So how does this full moon affect Pisces in general?
So I'm not sure where it's so this Pisces is mutable. Again, I would have to look and see what house it's falling in for that specific person, but it is a mutable sign. And so you're going to feel the effects of this more so than fixed signs or cardinal signs.
Oh, okay. Uh, what about Aquarius? Let's see, some positive things that are happening specifically to Aquarius at this time.
So Aquarius is that they're going through major transformation right now. And this moon is actually going to, even though they are a fixed sign, and they are an air element, this is impacting them quite a bit because we have Pluto in Aquarius. And so they're going through transformation,
Mhm.
transformation with every aspect of their life.
Okay. All right. So somebody says, and I did not know this, Joe Biden is a Sagittarius. What's going on for him during this full moon? Of course, you don't have his whole chart, so
Right.
what
I
changed
don't
that?
have a split that, but that's interesting that he is Sagittarius because we've got this trine to the moon on the exact day of the full moon. And remember, it brings truth out. So he is a powerful person, right?
Yeah.
We may find some truth about something that he's either done or has hidden connected to him directly and the election.
Oh, okay. Is it usually positive or negative?
Depending on what the truth is that's being revealed, whenever truth has to be revealed, it's usually not good, right? Like there's reason for
Okay.
truth to happen. And so it's likely not something that he's proud of. I could tell you that much. Um, but
Okay.
it will be beneficial for the collective because the moon is collective energy. And so all of us will benefit from it, right? We'll
Well,
find that's
I,
going
I
to be.
know I know Trump wants him to do a drug test for the debate because people think, and me as a doctor, I could see on his State of the Union, it did seem like he was on like Ritalin or Adderall or something like that, which could give a guy that age stroke. Not
Oh,
cool. So maybe that is something. But anyway, we'll find out. I don't want to talk politics. I'm just done with it. All right, Leo Virgo cusp with Sagittarius Scorpio, first house. Can you explain this? Leo,
say that time.
say it again.
Can you say that one more time?
Yes, Leo Virgo cusp with Sagittarius Scorpio in the first house.
Leo, Virgo. What planets does that person have there? So the planets also are important to answer that question. But
Okay.
Leo on your ascendant, the first house, it is connected to the house of self. So that person is very outgoing, spontaneous. They tend to be the life of the party. They tend to like attention. They may not be aware that they like attention or that they seek attention, but Leos tend to be the life of the party, right? It's just something that
Yeah.
happens to them.
Okay, I found out Biden's actually a Scorpio. So what can you tell us about him? Now, but maybe he has Sagittarius in some house.
So Scorpio is a fixed sign. So this full moon, it really depends on where his Sagittarius is in his chart, but I'd have to say if he's not Sagittarius, then it's likely not going to be him where something comes out about him or where truth is revealed because he is a fixed sign. Um, and so it really wouldn't be anything negative impacting
Mm,
him. There's something like his sun, moon, or rising in Sagittarius.
okay, I don't understand. It's like This guy says, what part of Restream don't you understand? Maybe I wasn't supposed to stop it, but it echoes when I do. If I started this again, let me click on the live. And it just it doesn't work. Hello, but it doesn't make any difference because this will be available for viewing later. I don't know how else to do it, people. I really don't. But also, please hit the subscribe button, please. We're trying to get to 100,000. Click that subscribe button to keep getting this content. All right, so yeah, I unless I turn this all the way down, but it's recording on Zoom, okay, with captions and everything. So that would be good. Let's see. I'm Aries. My eldest is okay. Finally, okay. Wait. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Pluto, Sagittarius, and Moon, Scorpio. Okay, no, I don't know. It's just a bunch of signs. Gold Sun. Anything else you want to talk about before we close? Means this is Say it again.
That covers everything.
Okay. All right. I don't know if somebody can let me know what I need to do. I mean, what I'm doing wrong, that would be great. I'm technically challenged. But anyway, yeah, just email me at elisa@atlantiscalar.com if you have the magic information. I'll talk to Paula too. All right. Thank you. And you guys check out Raylene in the description box. And Paula will put this on the screen as well. But please, please, please subscribe. Thank you so much. And thank you, Raylene. Thank you, Eric. And thank you, the celestial beings in the universe.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.